For these next two hands, I am not going to tell you which hand was live and which one was online. I'm going to give you both scenarios, and then we're going to have the reveal at the end to see if you can tell which one of these hands was an online hand, which one was a live hand. And my bet is you're not going to be able to tell which is the live hand, which is the online hand, because the fact of the matter is coolers happen both live and online, and variance, even though it might be a long shot, variance will get you eventually. It happens to everybody. That one outer, that three outer comes in and sinks your ship. But it doesn't matter if it's online or live. As long as you're playing a solid strategy, variance, yes, will get you once in a while, but you're going to be well ahead because when you are ahead, you're getting money in, you're getting people to call you at second best. And that's how you make up for the variance for those few times that it's going to get you and lose you a big pot. So for this hand, we are on the button and we have King of Hearts, Jack of Hearts. It folds to us and we open for three big blinds. The villain in the small blind decides to three bet to 13 big blinds. The big blind folds and we make the call. There is 27 blinds in the pot. With this, I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. I think King Jack suited on the button is a typical open. I opened for three. The three bet out of position, I really don't think is bad either. It's pretty much the right type of sizing to defend the big blind or the small blind in this case. Um, and then button calling, this is nothing to see here. Typical, you're going to go to a flop with a suited king, especially two Broadway cards, because, those are the type of hands that play well even against a bigger pair. The flop comes off ace of hearts, king of diamonds, five of hearts. So we as the hero here flop a second pair and a four flush. The villain now leads out for nine big blinds. Bit of a down bet from their three bet open, but again, nothing out of the ordinary. Could this villain have an ace X hand? Of course he could. Could he have pocket kings? Maybe. Odds are he doesn't since I have one of the kings and there's only two other kings available. Pocket fives again is a possibility, but not the most likely scenario for a three bet out of position. Pocket aces well within range. That could definitely be a hand, and that would definitely be a hand that he'd probably down bet because he'd want to get a call here. So in this situation, I just call because there's a lot of hands that are beating me, even though I have a pair of kings. There's a lot of hands out there that are going to be beating me at this point, but I have so much equity here with my flush draw and backdoor straight draw. There's no reason to inflate a pot with a second best type of holding. The turn is perfect card. It is the 10 of hearts. So I complete my flush and I have a redraw for a royal flush. Doesn't get much better than that because at this point I have the nuts, and when the villain bets out 17 big blinds here, my only thought is how much of a raise can I get him to call? I settle on 44 big blinds, about a half pot when it's all said and done. And the villain tanks for a minute. And I really start to think, oh man, maybe I should have bet smaller because it looks like he might fold, because we want a call here. We want him to call because we definitely have the best hand right now. Luckily for us, the villain does end up calling. We have 123 big blinds in this pot. And then the river is the king of spades. When it checks to us, we decide, hey, let's go for all of it. He did tank call, so maybe there's some kind of king X hand he might have that he can call off with, but he doesn't want to lead. And we shove for 44 additional big blinds. The villain snap calls and turns over ace of spades, king of hearts. So he got there on the three outer on us. It's just a really disappointing hand here. It's a cooler either way because the villain flopped top two pair on a draw heavy board. The one draw that gets there is one that's beating him in the flush. He could have also been beat by the straight, which would have been a gutter ball, but maybe someone might call it anyway since he down bet. Fact of the matter is, it was a hand that kind of plays itself. I have a strong enough hand to continue on the flop to his 2 pair. I draw out on him on the turn. I get him to put money in bad on the turn when he got me to put money in bad on the flop. And then the river, there's only 3 things that beat me here. There's, there's a few things. Pocket aces, possibility. Pocket kings, not a possibility because I have one of the kings. Ace king, and then pocket fives, pocket tens. Again, we discounted pocket fives because of the 3-bet pre-flop out of position. Pocket tens, I really doubt would lead out on an ace king 5 board because my range consists of so much aces and kings that there's no reason to bet tens there because you're almost 100% behind. So really, it just puts out aces and ace king. Unfortunately for me, we ran into one of the combos of ace king, and he did the whole outflop me. I outturned him. He outrivered me. Big pot, cooler. It happens. But was this an online hand or was this a live hand? I don't know. We'll find that out after the next hand. Thanks for checking out the video. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe, grow the channel, and help us out a lot. You can also find out more about what I'm doing in the creator space at pokerpunks.com. We do this as both YouTube videos and as a podcast. And also I do some other stuff with music as well at PokerPunks Music. You can check that out at PokerPunks Music on Twitter, Instagram, all the different social media sites. And as always, run it up the punks.